So how exactly do you handle the first call from a potential client? You're going to get my answer in today's episode of Ask Jennifer. Hi there, I am Jennifer Sneeden, licensed marriage and family therapist, founder of Thriving Therapy Practice, and I specialize in helping psychotherapists build thriving six-figure private practices. And today's question comes from Tennille, and Tennille writes, how do you handle the first call from a potential client? I love this question. As many of you know, I have an entire training program around this. It's called Mastering the Initial Client Consultation, and it's got kind of this cult following because it's gotten very popular. So let me give you my very concise answer here. First and foremost, let me tell you the two biggest mistakes I see people make. Well, actually three. The biggest mistake a lot of people will fess up is that they don't even call new clients back because they're kind of struck by this terror and they don't know how to handle it. If that's you, breathe a sigh of relief because you're not alone, but just know that you've got to find a way to get past that because you're not going to get new clients if you're not talking to them on the phone, right? So really then when you get the call, people tend to do one of two things. First is they tend to either treat this like a mini therapy session. And I get what's behind that. It's like, okay, if I can really show the work that I do, this person is going to start to connect with me, right? Because we're great rapport builders, we're great connectors, and they're going to start to connect with me and they're going to want to work with me. Well, that's a really big problem because you can't in 10 or 15 minutes do any real therapeutic work, right? And I believe that even trying to do therapeutic work in that first phone call does a tremendous disservice to the client. And the reason for that is either they are going to say, oh, well, if this is no big deal, I don't even need therapy. If this person can help me in 15 minutes, I don't need therapy. Or they're going to say, I don't think he's taking me seriously because he's not really hearing what a big problem this is. So I know it's really tempting to get a little therapeutic and try to make the client feel better in the first phone call. That is not the place that you want to go. That's going to backfire on you. The other place that's going to backfire on you is treating this like you're just setting an appointment. Now, this might work if you are in an insurance-based or a managed care practice. You may be able to just approach this as appointment setting. For the majority of time, though, you need to think about this as your first point of contact, your first kind of consultation with the client, and you need to kind of schmooze it a little bit. So the way I recommend that you handle this is that it's 15 minutes. The reason I tell you to keep it really tight at 15 minutes is because I don't want to tempt you to turn it into therapy. And I don't want to get the client thinking that this is therapy and they're just going to pour their soul out to you. Because again, that's not the appropriate setting. You're not going to be able to really serve them here. So let's not even try. What I do want you to do is keep it really tight. It's 15 minutes. And I really suggest you do it over the phone. I know some people that do this very successfully face-to-face. The reason I suggest you do it over the phone is because it's going to keep you out of that therapy mindset. You can tell this is a really big piece, right? I don't want you to feel like you're doing therapy and they're settled in on your couch and you're settled in on your cozy chair. No, it's a totally different thing. It's 15 minutes. And what I want you to do is have this almost scripted, okay? I remember when I was first seeing clients, I would have a notepad full of the questions that I was going to ask. And it gave me like, okay, I can breathe a sigh of relief because I know where I'm going. Now, obviously, I wouldn't use that anymore, but that's where I want you to be. And I want you to be asking questions about what's happening in their lives right now and really go into what that experience is before you talk anything about how you can help them. So get really deep into what their current experience is and then talk about how you can serve them. You're not going to talk about the price, the fees at all until you know that this is somebody that you want to work with. So the big thing, don't try to do therapy. Don't try to treat it like an appointment setting, and don't just not call the person back. If you can do those three things, you're in really great shape. But get a system for yourself where you're establishing rapport, you're understanding their current situation, and then you're moving into how you can help them with that. Price comes at the very, very end. And by that point, you've kind of established that relationship. So thank you for this question, Tennille. As you can tell, it's something that I'm very passionate about because I believe that we work so hard to market ourselves and to get the phone to ring. And then once we get the phone to ring, now we got to know exactly how to handle it. So hope this helps, and I will see you guys in the next episode.